Now, placement of the lash extension. There's a couple different ways that you can place the extension. And the first way would be on top of the lash. So we would come on in here like this and grab an eyelash extension and just place it right on top of the natural lash, like so. Okay, and then there's also something called side placement, which is used sometimes for curly lashes, or if the client has a little bit of a gap and you want to try and fill that gap in. You can use side placement. So we literally come in, and instead of placing it on top, we're going to be placing it right on the side. So see what I mean by curly lash? So that natural lash is wanting to go this way. But when we place it on the side, we're placing it before the curve. And it's just kind of filling that in, providing the client with a little bit more of a symmetrical look, because it's the direction is being pointed straight. Okay, so you could do the side placement on either side of the natural lash. And then there's also bottom placement. So bottom placement is also good to use for, again, curlier lashes. And you're just going to come on in. It's probably really hard to see. But that was a bottom lash placement. So I basically came in to my natural lash. I isolated, and instead of coming in and placing the lash right on top, I come in and I placed it right under. And you're still going to make sure that it is that 1 to 2 millimeters away from the lash line. So the placement of the extension on the natural lash needs to be at least 1 to 2 millimeters away from this lash line. It's very important that we're not placing lash extensions on the client's skin, because this will cause a lot of discomfort and potentially allergies. So we're not putting it like on the skin like that. Okay, that's a big no-no. Okay, what we're doing is, okay, we're isolating, and then here, let's get a good one. Here, that one's a good one. You can see that. Okay, let's do like that. Okay, and then, so 2 to 3 millimeters is right about here. So there's going to be a tiny, tiny little gap, probably the size of your tweezers when they are pinched together. I would say that that would be a safe way to tell whether or not you are close enough. If you place the lash extension too far out, you will need to remove and replace. So what I mean by too far out is like, see, that's about halfway out. That's more. See, if we want to just use our tweezers as a judgment, that's way more. So what happens when the extension is placed too far out? It's going to create extra weight, and the natural lash is going to get triggered into an early shed stage, which is not ideal. We don't want our clients to be going and shedding their lashes earlier than they should be. because then they're going to end up with waiting a longer time for their new baby lash to come through. So whether a lash sheds early or on time doesn't really matter to the follicle in the skin. The skin doesn't know that it's early, so it's actually still going to go through its regular growth stages. So even though the lash has shed, the hair follicle won't know that, and it will continue its life cycle as if the natural lash was still there. Okay, so one more time. So it's going to be 1 to 2 millimeters away from the lash line. That is the ideal placement for a lash extension.